fidakar canlar, mumlarca mana himmette ular. Şehit kanlar, fidakar canlar, mumlarca mana himmette ular. Erkek menası, cennet ezası,
كشهر أقلية إدوى منطقية إنه عدالة شو عن ربيع طبقة عندي يروز دفاع عوان كجو جنات كما زاروك الهرجي هكي كتعدتنا اللي تياكرنا المنطقة سراع ده كي بقع يشهد عالم بي هكا بدستين باك تشتي إبدا دي إنسان بي ساكن عندن كم من إرهاب ساكن عند باجبر.
ISIS is a group of terrorists who rose in power in Iraq and Syria in 2013. They are determined to form a religious state dominated by strict laws of fundamental Islam. They are known for their mass killings and their videos and photos of beheading journalists and non-Muslim men over the age of 13. ISIS fighters would also enslave any non-Muslim woman and give them a choice: conversion to Islam, execution, or sexual enslavement.
Our researchers have documented a system of organized rape and sexual assault, sexual slavery, and forced marriage by ISIS forces. The UN's own Commission of Inquiry has found that ISIS has committed acts of genocide against Yazidis in Syria.
Nadia Murad is not only a victim of the most violent group in modern history, she is also the most inspiring, influential, and courageous person to take a stand against ISIS sex slavery. In 1995, Nadia Murad was born and raised in the quiet, agricultural, rural village of Kocho, Iraq. One day, Nadia was sitting in school when she heard screaming. Terrorists were about to change the course of her life. Her village was invaded by ISIS on August 3, 2014, beginning a genocide of the Yazidi people. Rochin, Nadia's niece, recalls, "We heard gunshots and a woman started screaming, 'They're killing the men!' Then we saw men with shovels." ISIS soldiers dug shallow graves for the men, and about 600 men from Nadia's village were killed for being considered infidels. 6 out of 9 of her brothers were executed on the spot, and Nadia, her 2 sisters, and thousands of women and children were taken into captivity. Then, Nadia was put into a room with her sisters, nieces, and nephews and were whipped with electric cables. Rochin states, "A man came through the room and began touching our hair, breasts, back, feeling all our body parts. He told us, 'If you scream, we'll kill you.'" Nadia screamed when they touched her, so they dragged her out of the room and started to beat her. Then, a scrawny man named Salman bought Nadia and took her to his home. There, she was raped, beaten, and tortured on a regular basis. Escaping captivity to a safe remote location in Germany was very difficult for Nadia. She had attempted once before and failed, but was able to make a quick escape when Salman went out to buy her a dress. Today, Nadia is only one of the 6,700 Yazidi women captured and enslaved by ISIS. Nadia never imagined she would grow up to become a nationally known activist, as she once said, "I was not raised to give speeches, neither was I born to meet world leaders, nor represent a cause so heavy, so difficult." This all changed when Nadia experienced the dreadful conditions women undergo within ISIS sex slavery.
I decided to seek justice instead of trying to heal my own wounds and build a new future for myself in my new country, Germany. I have decided to speak out against ISIS crimes.
Nadia's life is scarred and her story is horrific, but she would tell them a million times, so that one day we can look our abusers in the eye in a court in The Hague and tell the world what they have done to us, so my community can heal, so I can be the last girl to come before you. It is never easy and will never be, but the plight of the Yazidis is still a current issue, and the atrocities have not yet stopped. This is what makes her go on. By escaping Islamic State captivity and sharing her story with the world, she hopes to empower and inspire women in captivity to have hope, while continuing to attract world leaders to help her cause.
We raise our children to admire that kind of bravery and that kind of courage. We raise them to be the Davids who battle our modern-day Goliaths. We teach them to try to be like Nadia.
Nadia wore pride and confidence on her face when put into difficult situations so she could help her people. She was triumphant in begging for help when she, as well as other Yazidis, were able to successfully convince Dr. Michael Bloom, a man responsible for religious minorities in Germany, to arrange a refugee summit and create an air bridge from Iraq to Germany to bring out 1,100 Yazidi women and children who were given 3-year visas. Remote shelters all over Germany and Iraq were also created with Nadia's help, hosting and protecting thousands of ISIS survivors. Nadia wanted it to be possible for everyone to know her true story and mission, so she created a website and made it able for anyone with access to a computer to be able to discover more about ISIS and the horrible things they do, as well as get involved. By doing this, Nadia has gained a numerous number of supporters as well as money to put into her work from donations received within the website. By getting more and more people to read her story, more people become involved and support to abolish ISIS grows, allowing Nadia to be a global voice for survivors and ensure all victims of mass atrocities, sexual enslavement, and human trafficking have a voice on the world stage, so that women and children can live in peace, not only in Iraq, but Syria, Nigeria, Somalia, Libya, Yemen, and other marginalized communities throughout the world. Throughout Nadia's journey to stand for her people, she has received many awards and been named exhilarating titles. Nadia was named the first UN Goodwill Ambassador of Survivors of Human Trafficking on September 16, 2016. Ban Ki-moon, a Secretary General for the UN, recognized Nadia's resolve to serve as a voice for the voiceless, and her extraordinary commitment to the plight of trafficking victims compels her as a remarkable leader for the next Goodwill ambassadors to follow in her footsteps.
She has defied all the labels that life has given her: orphan, rape victim, slave, refugee. She has instead created new ones: survivor, Yazidi leader, women's advocate, Nobel Peace Prize nominee, and now, as of today, UN ODC Goodwill Ambassador.
She is also the winner of the prestigious Sakharov Prize for dedicating her life in human rights and freedom of thought, inspiring thousands around the world. Nadia was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, as well as an honoree at the Glamour Woman of the Year Awards and one of Time magazine's 100 Most Influential People of 2016. Nadia was also awarded the Václav Havel Human Rights Prize for her outstanding civil society actions in defense of human rights. These awards brought plenty of support and global awareness towards her campaign. The awards Nadia received are a symbol of her achievements, but do not begin to represent the real reason she has begun her work in defending her community. Nadia Murad went through great trouble in contemplation of standing up against ISIS, who are forcing women into sex slavery. Along the way, she has been able to be recognized for her greatness and putting herself at risk for her cause. But between all her accomplishments, Nadia has been able to take a huge leap towards attaining her goal to help women within ISIS imprisonment.
سوريا وعراق الحياة لم تخلق لأجلكم ولأجل عوائلكم فقط، فنحن أيضا نريد الحياة ومن حقنا أن نعيش. إجبار أبدأ ندنج مبتنيا أبدأ دنج هرجناكيا أبدأ دنج هر إنسان كي بريء هكذا سرد داعش هاتيا كشتن دنج مليونات زاروكا كبسبب داعش 80 ماينل سالت بريش حياة خودم دنج مجتمعات كاملة وكا مجتمعي مي إزدي كهاتنا إبادة كرنو بعد سالال بن إبادة كدست داعش.
Nadia is more than a survivor. She's a total inspiration. People just want to look away from these crimes. They know they're happening, but they just don't want to focus. And Nadia has made the world focus. We owe it to Nadia to be big like her, determined like her, stubborn like her, relentless like her, so that others don't have to go through the same thing.